ICT, I apologize, ICT creates various opportunities, so much that it enhances or it moves for, it's a tool for school improvement. It improves the school. There are certain schools that they have CCTV cameras that is being monitored, and you can imagine that you being monitored, you are much more in the position to, do the right thing at the right time, if I may say so. Then also, ICT is what? It's essential for participation in today's society and economy. In this modern era, you and I cannot afford to be left out in that the way ICT is being used to improve society. And for that matter, we can't leave our learners out of this revolution that is being carried across all sectors of the economy. All right. So I just want you to relate with these skills. These are some of the model skills or the modern skills that every teacher has to model or has to learn or has to use in his or her teaching or learning and assessment. That is how you are a technological enthusiast, how you are innovative, how you are social, how you are geek, how you are tolerant. You need all these skills, and ICT offers these skills. All right, so the focus on the teacher is that ICT enables every child to have his own learning style. ICT offers new way of teaching the same thing. If you should go right now on how to add 2-digit numbers, you see different ways of teaching it. And based on these things, you can do it. ICT saves you lesson planning and administration. ICT helps in what? How you approach assessment. That is the use of SBAs and that. And I know in the last week of every teacher addressed that time. In the last week or last 2 weeks to the vacation, you'll be bothered with additions, finding positions, and when you do the positions, sometimes it doesn't tally. When you are adding, you forget this and that. The beauty of all these things can be used using the Excel spreadsheet. And I believe in future training, we'll go through the basics. Some people fear Excel, but Excel is very, very report card has been printed. That is the beauty of ICT, for which we are not tapping into. And we need to start somewhere so that we will get elsewhere. All right. So in recent research has shown that most teachers, their engagement with ICT or through training, they have moved from that 3% to 61% after the training of use of ICT. And I believe that every now and then you are having that zeal to use ICT tool because it enhances teaching, learning, and an assessment. All right, please, next slide so that they move along. All right, so that is the research that through ICT training, interest or the confidence of the use of ICT improves. And I just want to ask you, be sincere to yourself. Okay, these few hours that has gone by, has your confidence or your zeal to use ICT to improved or decreased? The chatbot is available. You can also write it down. When it comes to question and answer, we would like to know your response. Thank you very much. So the focus on the learners, as we rightly said, that it engages the learner or it motivates the learner. It also offers personal approach to learning. As we earlier said, it allows time for independent learning. You are finding out this information and you want to learn this and you want to. ICT offers that kind of even more information that sometimes the information becomes too much for you. Of course, you need to fact check and know the right or relevant information that you need. So that is the focus on the learner. Now, learning resources. The traditional media puts learning resources into textbooks and lectures. Textbooks, cardboard, and all those things. But in ICT, it offers multimedia. You have access to ebooks, you have access to lectures. Look at TV now. Back at this, when you want to do a lesson planning or lesson notes, your learning plan, you have to carry your big lesson notebook, your curriculum, look at the number of times they are teaching, you need to carry the teacher's guide and all these things. But to the beauty of ICT, all these things can be got in the digital format on your phone. All you need is your lesson notebook. If you are those who write the lesson note, then you are doing your notes. Apart from that, even if you don't have access to these digital resources, you can take pictures of these curriculum materials and we have them on your phone. And anywhere you are, you can do your lesson planning. There is a beauty of ICT that is enhancing your teaching, your learning and assessment. All right. Now, the learning pyramid. Research of old and research of new puts learning into a kind of pyramid. Please, can we move on with the slides to the learning pyramid? It is based on research, old research and new research. It is saying that anytime you are having a lecture, your average retention rate is 5%. Anytime you are reading, your average retention rate is 10%. Anytime you watch a video, of course, when you're watching a video, you are watching with your eyes and you are listening. That is audio visual. Your ability to retain is 20%. Anytime you demonstrate a skill, your retention rate is what? 30%. Anytime you have a group discussion, your retention rate is 50%. Anytime you practice something that you have been taught, by doing it over and over, you have been able to retain a 75%. And anytime you teach somebody a skill that you have learned, or knowledge that you have learned, or attitude that you have learned, you are retaining 90%. What are we trying to say? All that it is being said here is that in your learning, in the 21st century learning, your learning or our learning should lead to what? Creativeness. That is why in the framework, they said that the policy and vision is that you become digital literate. And when you are digital literate, you can use ICT to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And this deepens your knowledge, and you're able to create your own learning. And that's the highest form of learning in this current dispensation that you and I find ourselves. That is you being able to create your own learning. That is how ICT offers. It gives you that zeal to learn what you want to learn. And you know that per those philosophies and the theories that you've learned, anytime there's learning readiness, anytime you have this passion to learn something, that thing retains more in your retention or retentive memory than something that somebody is like forcing it on you. So that is the beauty of ICT that comes with using ICT tools. All right. So in all these things, we are saying that ICT tools offers representation. And here I'm talking about MS Office presentation tool. You're talking about PowerPoint, search tools. We're talking about search engines. We're talking about web pages, communication tools. We're talking about emails, social media, lectures, video conferencing, educational resources. We're talking about digital literacy. We're talking about open educational resources. All these things are available at our disposal. And it also offers what? Multi-sensory delivery. In ICT, you have access to text, graphics, animation, sound, and audio. These things enhances what? Active learning. And when there is active learning, you can cooperate with others through groups. And in cooperating with those people through groups, either you are doing it one-to-one with your friend, one-to-many with others, or many-to-many. And it offers that multicultural education. Here, you're able to learn other things that others are learning elsewhere. And in all these things, it gives you motivation to learn for greater engagement. It's like when you learn these things, oh, no, I have to learn that. Oh, okay, this question, learning, that is why I say you are learning, unlearning, and relearning. All right, so the merits of ICT, the advantages, as we said, that it ensures lifelong learning. When you have that skill, that zeal to learn, wherever you find yourself, you are learning. So it's lifelong. You don't need a teacher. You don't need somebody. With your device, you are learning a new skill. You are learning a new thing. Now, the disadvantage is that you are saying that it's high cost. And once again, we are saying that even though some may say that this ICT equipment is expensive, the value addition that you make out of that tool or out of that device outweighs the cost price. And that month, I will say that ICT tools are cheaper.